Everyone, Marquis TV again. I'm here to talk about an area that I love and I've been going to for many years, and that's the Languedoc, and we'll throw in the Roussillon area. Southern part of France. It's that southern part of strip of France that goes from, say, Montpellier all the way down to Spain. And historically, it has been a sea of Drac. Lots of Grenache used to be made. Well, more from the Rhone, but even from the south, brought up to Burgundy to freshen up Pinot Noir. But what's happened, what's happened over the years, is that people recognize the incredible landscape and the terroir that the region has to offer. The vines are already old. They've been there, some of them 30, 40, 50 years. Some of them, there's one little producer I bring in since 1903 Carignan. But a lot of these grapes were sold to the co-op, put in big tanks, and sold to the supermarkets. And so you could never really know what the potential was for those grapes. A few pioneers came along, one in particular, Mr. Orliac in Domaine de la Hortus in Pic Saint Loup. I remember going there a long time ago, and man, it was like Beverly Hill Deliverance going in the backwoods. But he recognized the potential because he used to hike through there. And anyway, slowly through the years, the daughters and the sons have gone to school. They've learned proper vinification techniques. Cleanliness is key. They've learned how to, they're agronomists, so they've gone back into the vineyard and resuscitated the vines because they've been industrially farmed. So this has happened over the last 20 years. And the last 5 years really shows the quality of the wines coming out there. Now, here's the deal. You know, I was walking my dog this morning. I walked by this house, and it had a ton of life and plants and trees and flowers to it. And the house next to it was more of a new house. Walked by that new house, nothing. And I walked by this older house, and I stopped for a second and smelled, and it just smelled fresh. It smelled clean. It smelled natural because of all the plants and all the life that this particular person planted in front of their house. The Languedoc is like that. There's sage and thyme and rosemary. It's called garrigue in French. And then, you know, that fresh earth flavor because it's still a rural part of France. So you get this sous-bois, this great forest floor, fresh mushrooms. So the wines have a flavor and a nose that is not that's not fruit dominated. I'm not saying that fruit's not there, but it's more savory. Like, have you ever walked into a room and you go, man, this smells great. And in whether it's a bakery or a great restaurant, or you're at your grandmother's house and she's just, you know, baked some fresh pies. There's just an element to some of the great wines, the really good wines, that you go, I've never smelled this before. And when I'm tasting these wines on people that are used to, say, Aussie's Shirazes or big California wines or Washington wines, they go, God, it's got a weird smell. I go, and this is how I describe it to them. So if you're going to go buy a Languedoc, remember, they're not necessarily, in most cases, the social wines that you're used to drinking, just, you know, fruit bombs. They have a little bit. They're meant with food. That's the way the French drink their wines. So if you're going to have them, throw in some cheeses, throw in some game sausage or wild boar sausages or some chorizo, and it brings the wine to life. I think you'll be really impressed with the wines from the Languedoc. Go on a holiday there. You're going to love the people. You're going to love the countryside. You're going to love the food is great. And what I have found is that the people there really want to show you what they have to offer. So hopefully you have a chance to do it. I love going there. My wife loves going there. And I think you're going to enjoy yourself. So thanks for listening. Cheers.